Hello everybody. Alright, Stars and Stripes event hosted by Grace Creations, inspired by Grace. Oh, sorry. I've been doing printing, of course. So, hi there, Miss Sherry. Everything else. I do have another event that is also welcome. What? Down here. 9 o'clock this morning. You can see all the replays in the Grace Creations groups. The links are in the description, so you can go back and see everybody that has been here. Hello, hello. Thank you so much. Alright, Miss Sherry, which is one of our wonderful hostesses, Miss Michelle, Miss Melanie, Miss Julie, Miss Lori, Miss Lindell, who's in, Miss Jean, Patricia, who is up, Trish, who is up before me, and then myself. So a day filled with a lot of creativity. And again, I just hope that you know, you guys go sit down and create. It does help to clear our minds in many aspects and things of that nature. So I am going to put you guys up this ways, and let me turn you guys down. So I'm going to make a not necessarily a paper bag, but I'm going to make a like a gift bag. It just happens to be a brown paper bag. It's one from Old Navy that I have, and I'm going to use this to make my journal. Okay, I've already folded it in half to make sure that my pages would fit in it and it would look right. So I did that. I wanted to make sure that it was gonna look good. So I did that part first. It's a good size for it, and my 8.5 by 11 pages are going to fit really well in here, which that is, you know, the size that we print on. The other hand I'm going to take off because I'm actually going to attach it over this ways. So I am going to just try to take it out of here if I can. Sometimes if you wiggle just right, you can pull it out, because they are, you know, glued in there. So try to see if I can come in here and maybe get the paper off of it. So there we go, there's one, and then we'll just try and get the other side off. And so hopefully everybody has had a good evening. I know that you know, this is a late time. Totally understand if you guys come back later and are watching the replay. Believe me, I understand completely. I am not a morning person, so you know, yeah. See, if you try to find me in the morning, that's really not gonna happen. It's just not me. Alright, I am going to go ahead and glue, put some glue on here just to close it shut. And my bottle has glue all over it. I am using Aleene's Tacky Glue, the turbo version, because it dries quicker, quite fast. Okay, and because I do want this to be sturdy, sometimes I would leave this open to make it a pocket, but I do actually want this cover to be very sturdy, so I'm actually going to glue this shut. Hello there, dear. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it. I am repurposing a shopping bag. You can do this with gift bags. You know, you can find some really pretty ones, but I'm actually going to cover the front, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to cover the front, I'm going to cover the back, I'm going to cover a lot of it, so it really doesn't matter all that much to me. You know, where it's from and all that stuff. Just doing a little roll that away, get it off of my desk. Thank you all again very, very much for popping in and joining me. I know it's, like I said, I know it's late, and if anybody is watching the replay later, thank you as well. And hopefully this America, I would say, so it's really my red, white, and blue, because it will have Memorial Day in it, obviously for to all the military as well, because you know it does take that sacrifice. Hey Miss Trisha, for us to be able to have our freedoms. So, and I've always felt like that, but now that I am also a military mama, even more so. Thank you for the spring. And then, like I said, I'm just going to glue this down because I do want it. What are you doing, my dear? I hope you are doing well. I hope today was a bit of a better day for you. You've been on my mind. So, check the chat. I don't think that was meant for me, but okay. I was about to say, I can't check it if I'm live. I can check it afterwards. So if that's meant for me, I will definitely check it afterwards. As I stated, oh, that's good to hear. Oh, thank you. Thank you for staying up. I appreciate that. I know how hard that is, because this is pretty darn late, and it's getting really busy. I know right now. And then school is at the end. Like, I know Joshua was like, oh my gosh, he said that they, you know, that the county, Henry County, the county that he works in, he's like, yeah, they had like all, he's like, when they had their proms, it was crazy. When they had their graduation, it was crazy. Oh, thank you. Okay, so this is what I'm going to work with. Remember, I do have the extra one that we pulled off because I do want to attach it here, but that will probably be later because I want to focus on this cover. And hey, sweet Sheila. But I do have, and I have all my printables, all of my pages and ephemera, and this is just a big old mashup of items from like different places where I have found free images. So, hi Miss Melanie, how are you? So originally, I wanted this page and I wanted to add her, but two things. One, this printed small, and I couldn't get it to print full page. And then when I put her, even if I were to put her to the side, this other one, which also didn't print all the way, but I'm thinking I can add her and I can center it a little bit more on my journal. Oh no! She's locked out. She said it was glitching, like when she first came on to try to share me out, like she shared me in. So I don't know what's going on with poor Sherry. Y'all, let me tell you, there was some kind of FB. It has been a day. That is all I'm going to say. It has definitely been an FB day when it comes to just things. So, hey, Sherry. Okay, so I think I am going to cut this down to fit on my bag. And I do want to actually see the brown, so I'm going to cut it, you know, inside of that. If that makes any sense. I'm going to cut it, you know, smaller than the bag itself because I do want to have like a trim of the brown. So that's the idea. Thank you, Miss Melanie. I appreciate that. You're looked. Oh my goodness. If it's not one thing, it's another, isn't it? It's been a day today on FB. That's all I can say. It's been a day. Okay, so let me try and measure and see how big this bag is. So this bag is 6.5 inches, which means that I am going to have to cut this, and we're gonna cut it at 6 so that I'll have my space. Okay, so that's going to fit. Okay, your new phone has all the icons in strange places. Yes, and then the people that have had issues with like the comment. Fingers crossed. I need to get blade replacements for my usual trimmer because it's chewing up my paper too much and I don't like it. Okay, so see, now I cut this down to where I have like a good, well, it's like a 1/4 inch at the top and the bottom and like a 1/2 inch on both sides, and that's fine. I'm good with that. I am going to round my corners. I mean, you know, I was like, oh, but for my, you know, computer system has been down. So that's never something I've had to look at. I have to use emery, like clear, you know, clean it up. It's ugh. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Y'all know me. And I'm going to pull this up because I don't like my phone falling like that. Going for like a vintage distressed look. I'm actually leaving this rust part. There was a paper clip on here and it started rusting, and I actually am leaving that on purpose. Cover it too much so that I can enjoy the truthful rust on that. I hope so, my friend. I hope so. Do you think it's because you were sharing too much or something? It's one of the reasons why I do it on my personal page, because I'm sharing from my personal page. Because I don't want to get lost. I always end up sharing from my personal page, and then I'm just too lazy to swap over. So I just chat with y'all on my regular, regular page. Alright, so I'm going to use a combination. I wonder if you changed your settings because of the big chat conversation and you were the only one who had this issue with it. I don't know, because FB can be kind of weird sometimes, and they do like to sneak in weird updates. But there's been people that have had a lot of issues with glitching and things lately, so it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, things start getting toggled on their own. You know what I mean? Yes, I toggled to stop blinks on the lives, and apparently it is okay for laptops but not for mobile devices. I can see that. I read where they were saying that it's because, you know, a mobile device is technically kind of like a technology is just weird, and that is why my husband helps me with a lot of stuff. So So this journal here, like I said, we're going to put the other handle on the back. So think about it. You'll have a handle here, all of your pages and everything in between. So you'll be able to carry it around, almost like a purse if you want to think of it. And then I have my floral design, and I still want to use this darker blue one. So figure out which way. Let me get this cut out. Am I on a switcher? What is a switcher? I just finished your daughter's one for her birthday. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, I have to make my daughter a memory album at some point. She is mad that I'm making memory albums for my friend who's having a baby, which I actually need to sew the pages in because the baby shower is this Saturday. So that's actually something I will be finishing up later tonight. And then I'm going to make one for my sister, who's also having a baby. And now my daughter's like, "You making them for them and you never made me one. You made one for the boys." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, child, like seriously, like oh. She's something else." Oh, I use Streamlabs. Streamlabs is free to use the multi views on, and that's how I'm able to have the multi-camera view. Whereas StreamYard, you have to pay for that, which I'm obviously not too keen on. Well, no, because the journal is still going to open up that way, so it wouldn't look right. So yeah, and if anybody ever has any questions about Streamlabs, just let me know. I'm not the expert, but I'm married to one for YouTube. But they're okay, gotcha. I mean, like my husband said, he was like, well, he's like, if you can make the money and you can pay for it, then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do the StreamYard like everybody, you know, like most other crafters do. My bonus kiddo, my husband's son, who mentioned Streamlabs to my husband because he was using it for gaming or whatever the heck he was doing at the time. So, you know, like most kids, interests change like the wind. One week they're interested in one thing, and then the next week they're, I don't know, they want to do something completely different. And they definitely don't get interested in things when you as a parent tell them. Yep, Gary is the IT man. That is for sure. And he loves tinkering with things, so that is my blessing. Because if I'm not sure about something, I'll tell him and he'll figure it out. And then he'll show me. Actually, to use, it is best if, like, I found it's easier to use your laptop and cameras than it is now I know that there are other crafters that use the Streamlabs, and they do obviously pay to be able to have. I was just not gonna do that. So yes, and then I tell you. I ask him and then I tell you. Yes, that's normally how that works. Yep. Yep, that is normally how that works. Yeah, it was like the same with the laser. You know, he fiddled with it for a little bit and then gave me some quick explanations, and he was like, so this is the basic of it. You'll probably figure out how to do the design space a lot faster than me, and I did, because he said it reminded him a lot of the Cricut design space. So he's like, you'll probably, and I did. I sat down and it was actually very quick to use, so I was happy with that. And I'm gonna order, hubby just got paid, so I'm gonna order the right wood that Miss Carla was telling me about, because I want to cut some more stuff. Have like all these ideas of things that I want to do. But I kind of went through all of our sample material already. Why is this thing being so difficult? There we go. Journaling is a lot of fun. That is for sure. I love anything where I get to play with paper. It is definitely my most favorite medium. Alright, let's get her ready and put her on top, and then we can work on the inside of it. I don't know yet. I want to put some kind of wording on here. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to put. It may be something along the lines of like red, white, and blue, or freedom, or something like that. I'm not sure. Because like I said, I am going to have some pages in here that represent, you know, Memorial Day, which is where we will be remembering those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for us to have our freedoms. And that day is actually coming up. It'll be on Monday. I know that a lot of people tend to take the extended weekend to party and things of that nature, but we also should make it a time to reflect. At least that is how I feel about it. Yes. That it's like I said, it was actually not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I love that, you know, the camera will look and tell you, you know, the material and all this, that, the other. These things are so fancy nowadays that it's kind of crazy. Well, I may not have needed all that glue that I put up on her crown, because it's going to be hanging off. But it'll be alright. It'll dry. It'll be okay. So yeah, so like I said, I don't know if I want to put like, you know, freedom or red, white, and blue. I'll figure something out as far as what I want for this cover, but I think this looks really good. I do plan on putting some glossy accents for her eyes, probably some kind of glittery shimmer for the stars, maybe even something here where the little the centers of the poppies are. I think that would be really neat. And then we come into the inside. I know, right? She is gorgeous. And like I said, all of these are printables that I've found for free online. So, pretty neat. Okay, so for the inside, I do want to keep this and turn this into a tuck. So for that, I'm going to end up only putting glue on the top and the bottom and leaving the rest open so that I can tuck something in. But then that also means that I need to cover this. And this will be the perfect time for us to add our second handle on and glue it. So I think I'm going to use the leftover cardstock that I have. And we can measure it as well. And same thing, I'm gonna try to leave a little bit of a lip, but not too bad. Yes, there have been a lot of free printable either that people come up with or that people find and share. So there's a lot of stuff. And yeah, I find a lot of them there as well. Ko-fi, a lot of the people that I follow on Ko-fi, they'll have like free printables. There's places like one of the kits that I did print out is from Artsy Fartsy, and she offers free printables. And I printed off the one that she has for 4th of July. Well, one of the ones that she has for 4th of July. And we'll be using that. So, alright. I am going to use, I'm warming up my hot glue gun. I am going to end up using a little bit of hot glue on this, but I kind of want to make sure that this is going to be somewhat the same size. Y'all, tomorrow is my oldest's 24th birthday, y'all. Oh my gosh, like where did time go? So, and I just moved the whole thing. So we're gonna go and celebrate. It's been a while since we've been able to celebrate on his actual birthday because he's usually working. So that's gonna be nice. Me and his girlfriend have been planning this day. And then he was trying to be slick the other day that I was taking him to work, and he was asking me, so what are we doing for my birthday? I'm like, oh, no, buddy. I am not doing that. I was like, I know, if you don't know where we're going, that means Ashley has not told you, and I am not going to be the one that's going to tell you, because I'm not about to, for her to be mad at me. Oh my gosh, it goes by way too fast. Way too fast. Like, in one moment did that happen. Like, yeah. I know, right? I was like, hey, no, I know how that goes. I'm like, you over there trying to be slick. No. But mommy, no. Look, your mama loves you, but she was all happy to, do something, special for you. I'm not going to take that from her. Nope. So, he turns 8. Yeah, see, time goes by way too fast. Way, way too fast. It's not fair. It really is not fair. Because if I think about it, then I turn around and 3 weeks later, Caroline will be 18. Like, and that's the baby. That's the baby. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't believe it. I can't. I can't even. So. Yeah, like I told him, I was like, don't but mama me. I was like, And of course he gave me the whole, but I'm like, exactly, you are my baby. And, she wants to do a surprise, so I am not going to be the one to take that from her. I was like, if you ask her and she don't tell you, I'm not telling you. I can tell you, you'll like it. I was like, that much I can do. I know. Before I know it, they're gonna be turning those ages, and then I'm really gonna be like, where in the hell did time go? But you know, like I've told Joshua for many, many years, you know, I was like, it don't matter how old you get, you'll always be my baby. Always. So just like I did with the other one, I'm just gonna put a little bit of the vintage photo just on the edges here, just to kind of help, you know, help it look a little older. It will help it also blend into that brown paper bag color. So your baby will be 43. Oh wow. You know, that's the thing about it, right? No matter how old they are. I also did tell my son, I was like, I don't care if you're 50, if you're acting wrong, I'm like, you're gonna get it from me. I don't care if I'm walking with a cane. I'm gonna chase you with it and I'm gonna beat you. Because I know that I've taught you better. You're having a deja vu moment. Hey there, Miss Bonnie. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Thank you so much for popping in. Hopefully it's a good deja vu moment. He's mama's boy and married to a 38-year-old girl. Well, if my baby decides to marry Ashley, she's actually older than him. So we shall see. We shall see. Yours are 40-ish? So I'm sure that y'all get to experience the beauty of being a grandma and having that. You know, like I've told my kids, I was like, no rush, but I am excited for that next step, to be a grandma. What the kids have not decided yet is what they're going to tell the kids to call me. If to call me Nonna, because of the Italian side. If to call me Abuela, because of the Hispanic side. Or just Grandma. I told them no, not just Grandma, because probably their partner is going to be American. So that'll be the Grandma or the Mima or whatever. And I was like, so you have two other options. And either one I'm good with. Oops, 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 oops. Your grandkids are graduating? Oh my god, that's so cool. It's such a big step. But again, it's gotta be such a beautiful stage, you know, to be at that stage where, you know, you're the grandparent now. Yeah. So I can't wait to get to that point. I will be there someday. Like I told them, no rush. Enjoy their lives. When that time comes, it'll come. Okay, so we created a pocket here. This is a nice little tuck, so you can come in and, you know, have like a something to put in there. Obviously not that, but, and then this, and you can hold your journal. I think that looks really cute. Let's put something on this side, and then let's try to cover that side. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I have a strip of stripes in my 4th of July box from the other day when I was cutting up some stuff. So I think oh, but it's not long enough. So, how about this one? And this one's got these nice blue stars. We could do that. Or we could do the stripes. What y'all think? Should we do stripes on this end, or should we do stars on this end? And then we can use the other side on the other half there. Your oldest granddaughter will graduate college in 2027. That's awesome though. Our son came up with Gaga and Tata for my in-laws. Oh my god. Well, what can I tell you? You're a stripe fan? You like the stripes? Okay, so it looks like everybody's going for the stripes. Okay, so we are going to add the stripes. I'm going to measure with my wonderful eyeballs that God has given me. And I don't want it to be right on my fold, okay? So I am trying to fold it like right before. I just don't want to add more stress to that area that's gonna be, you know, where we sew in. If you guys have noticed, I am not a measurer. Craft a lot by feel and by sight, and that's normally how we go. What is it? And so see, it's right there. My granddaughter just graduated 30 minutes ago. Really? Oh my gosh, wow. Congratulations, Miss Bonnie. That has got to be amazing, an amazing feeling. Yay, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you for having me. Like I said, we'll just be finishing up this over here. And I'll add that to the other side. I hope you rest well, my friend. And again, thank you, Miss Lindell. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for having me. I really do, really, truly do appreciate y'all very, very much. And I'm so glad that I could be a part of today's event and join y'all in the fun. Everybody did such beautiful things, you know. Oh, we love you too. Yes, of course you cry like a baby. Of course. I mean, that's your granddaughter. They lived with me since they were born. Aww. So there was even a stronger connection. I see. Did you get stuck again on me? Yeah, you did. Well, thank you for unsticking. And again, this was the Stars and Stripe event hosted by Grace Creations and inspired by Grace. You can find all of today's replays in both of those groups. You can follow the links that are in my description if you need to. If you're not sure where those groups are, join them. They're free groups, and they're always hosting these beautiful events with some great themes. So I hope that you will join. And it is going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, looky at that. Alright, so this is what the inside, we'll end up doing something here as well, but like I said, this is a tuck here that we created so we can put things in here, probably like some tags or something. And then on this side, the question is, should we continue the stripes, or maybe should we do stars? And then we can either add something here, or we can leave it as is as well. I'd do something like this. What y'all think? Oh, thank you, Miss Sherry. Yay, thank you so very much. I really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this here, especially so that I can get really close, because this is just printer paper, so it's a lot thinner. So it won't mess up as much with me trying to sew through it, because the more layers you have, sometimes it does, you know, tend to make it a little bit more difficult. So I am going to use this in here, and I don't care that I have this extra piece, because this is just going to go on top of it. And so we're going to just add all of this. The stars now, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to use this to help bridge the gap. And like I said, it's okay that if this overlaps a little bit, because this is thinner paper, whereas the other one was a cardstock. And if you guys have ever worked building journals, you know that trying to go through multiple layers of cardstock when you're trying to glue can be a very big pain in the tushy. So, sew by hand. So I sew by hand when I'm doing my signatures. So when you're, you know, there's a few different ways you can bind, but I like to bind mine with regular just sewing, and I use waxed thread and essentially a dull needle is what you use. And where did my scissors go? And so I'll end up putting all of that together, and on Monday I am in an event that is journaling, and it is Memorial Day. So I have some pages that are specific to Memorial Day that I'll use, and that is when I'll go ahead and I'll just sew in my signature. And I do sew, I've done it several times on my lives. It is not hard at all to sew your signatures in. I know that it can be intimidating at times for people, but it's really not hard. Now, because this is regular printer paper, it is very white. So I'm just gonna come on over it with and try to get this, give me a little bit of a more vintage look and not such a bright white look. So see, you can kind of tell the difference there. Oh, you do? Cool. So a signature is the group of pages. A signature is going to be the group of pages that you put into your journal, okay? So when I have a piece of paper like this one, okay, so let me show you something. So this is called a page, right? It's technically, you know, that's it. If you notice, this one has 2 pages printed on it. When I fold it, because they are attached like this is called now a folio. When I have multiple folios that I join together, okay, when I have multiple folios that I join together and I sew them into my book, this becomes my signature, okay? The grouping of pages that are folded on themselves and put in, this becomes my signature. You can have multiple signatures. This, I've only designed it with one thin fold, so I'm only going to be doing one signature in here. If I would have made this maybe wider, if I would have kind of folded it a little bit different to be wider, then I could have maybe done multiple, but I only want to do one. So it will be one signature, which is a grouping of pages that are folded on themselves. Okay, that is what a signature is. So a lot of people think when you say folio that you're referring to something like this. Okay, that you're referring to something like this, but in reality a folio is the proper name for pages that are just designed to be folded on themselves. Some books are folded like that. some books, especially as you get into the more modern books, they are glued in. And so they are a bunch of, they're no longer folios, they're single-sided pages now that were stacked together, glued into the spine. You know, so you can take out one individual page. So a lot of it depends. But yep, that's all it is. It's nothing super complicated. And yep. Dina Zyke. I don't know the last name. I know of a Dina. I'm not good with last names. I will let you know right now. I am really bad with names. I'm gonna actually leave the border. I think it's really cute. Does she does journaling, right? Because like I said, the name sounds familiar, but I am horrible with names. So you are quite welcome. It's my pleasure. Look, you know, my thing is to share the knowledge that I have, whatever that may be. Because I learn from y'all all the time, so why would I quote-unquote gatekeep anything that I know? She wrote books on making paper folders. Oh. I don't think so. I'm going to have to look her up then. Now I'm gonna take advantage that I need to fold this up, and being that this is a double-sided piece of paper, I'm gonna turn this into a pocket. So I'm gonna take advantage that I have to fold it up anyways, and we're gonna turn that into a pocket. Okay. You were having difficulty explaining it with words? Because it's like, you know, especially when you're working with it, you tend to, like, you know it, but sometimes it is hard to, you know, put things into words and explain it. So I got you. Alright, I'm going to round these corners, and I know that I am over my time, but I do want to get this last part done for y'all to see it. So you guys can see it all nice and finished. So we've got a beautiful cover ready for me to just add. I've got an itchy nose, y'all. Sorry. Yeah, there's so many amazing creators out there that work with journaling, or are paper crafters or mixed media artists. I will never say that I know everything, but what knowledge I have, I will gladly share it. Good night, Miss Sherry. Here's the link. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Patricia. Well, y'all have a wonderful evening. Again, thank you so much for having me. Like I said, I know it's going over, but I really want to finish this. I want you guys to see the cover front and back all nice and done. And it will be ready to get pages into it the next time I'll be working on it, which will be awesome. Oh, really? Cool. Well, I'm definitely going to look into and look at that link that you sent. So thank you very much for sharing. And it's still not quite straight, but oh well. It's better than it was. And you know what? It's okay if it's not perfect. And then I'm just going to put up the side, and that way we can create this pocket here. Of course, you gotta let it dry, but you know, we have a space here as a pocket. I think that actually looks really, really good. So this is our cover. Because I added the paper, I have to do this again to it because the paper is kind of on the fold. But here we go. So front cover, all I need to see is this nice, you know, put in some words on it. I think this is going to look really good. I am going to go ahead and add that so it can dry on here. This will open up. We'll have a pocket here. You'll have all of your pages because they'll be sewn in. And then on the back side we have a tuck here. And then I'll end up finding some other piece of paper there. And then the cool thing is that this one can be, you know, grabbed like a bag. So that's the cover. I think it looks really, really good. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and staying to add the little extra so that you guys could see it. You know, like I said, the inside is pretty much just waiting for the pages to be added to it. The back side, I'll figure out what other page I want to use on the back side. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so very much. You guys have a wonderful evening. Try to get some rest for everybody that goes to bed a little earlier than I do. And I will see you guys. When will I see you guys again? I think I don't see you guys again until Monday. So have a wonderful this long weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Whether you're spending it with family or just by yourself, still enjoy it. Remember why we have Memorial Day weekend, and know that you are loved and appreciated. And thank you so very much. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye. Till next time.